She was, oh God, that about sums up so much about her. Anyway, Miles, my youngest son, Earlene was his godmother. As some of you remember, I'd forgotten. He sent this message. This is by that new machine, the computer thing, you know, and it's called Gmail. So he sent this. I'm sorry to learn of Earlene's death, but it came after such a long and arduous battle that it's nice to know she's at peace. I was glad to learn you'll be representing us at the memorial service. Please tell Guy and Kathy how much she meant to me as a godmother. I really loved her and respected her as an educator. I remember the day of 3rd grade at St. Luke's in 1972 when she invited me to the 5th grade class fifth grade party with the big kids. We were drinking Cokes out of bottles. Miles, a gateway drug if there ever was. He should know. I felt very special that day. I remember our luncheons at La Fonda. That was the precursor to this place. If you remember over there on Broadway at the corner, mall or whatever. Anyway, I remember our lunches at La Fonda much later in her life in the 90s when she got to know Catherine and took such an interest in our careers as educators. I remember the pool parties on Elizabeth. And of course, I remember the succession of New Year's Eve parties with all the kids upstairs, we were talking about this, playing with Don's latest gadgets and watching the Sugar Bowl. And that was when that famous picture of the tiger, we put all those little kids all together, how many, 9 of them?
Today in the slideshow when they were kissing.
Get them out of the way while we were drinking downstairs. Lori said they'd bring up a bowl of bean dip and Fritos, giant Fritos. And that, okay, kids, eat the Fritos, eat the bean dip.
It worked.
And they were up there scared to death of that damn tiger. Well, anyway, that's the end of Miles's notice. I have one story to tell you. Again, this happened when we went to Don and Earlene, Mary and I, and Johnny Moon, who was a fraternity brother of Don's and mine at UT, and where we first met Earlene and all that. So anyway, we went to the Cotton Bowl to see Texas play Ole Miss. And I thought, oh God, when did it happen? So I went again to that computer. I want to tell you all about the IPO. It's amazing. It's this thing they call Google. Just type in kind of like Mississippi, Texas, football, and here it comes on that crazy screen. And it said 1961, Texas beat Ole Miss 12 to 7? So, I think so. Somewhere. Anyway, read it up quick. Johnny Moon had a brandy snifter, one of those giant things, full of drink that he mixed up. God only knows what kind of concoction it was. And so we were passing it around. Back in those days, there was no law in Texas. You know, you could walk right into the Cotton Bowl carrying a and so we were just drinking this, passing it back and forth, and somehow we ended up singing Old Mississippi, we are pissing on your lawn. Don't make any sense. That was just the way it was. Anyway, Earlene had on this pin, which I'm going to pass on to Catherine. I was rummaging through my drawers. And I came across this pin, and this is what Earlene was wearing that day at the football game. And Mary, who was 9 months pregnant, with, I guess it would have been Miles, 61, was it Miles, Mark? No.
Yes.
Anyway, 9 months pregnant.
Somebody.
She had on a big pin, and it said, "I am a virgin from the Virgin Islands." I will now pass it on to you. One more thing, I want to introduce a famous artist that we have in our midst, Robert Wade, Bert as we called him in the family, but anyway, Robert Wade. And Robert Wade is famous, as most of you know, for his large installations like the boots down at North Star, you know, and all the other stuff. However, I want to tell you, if you're ever out in far west Texas, at the Gage Hotel, some of his work is on display there. It's in the men's room. Covers 3 walls. It's certainly worth an extra trip.
Yeah, Grandpa, you took me in there. You showed me.
You know, Packy, we're going to stop doing this funeral circuit. But it occurred to me earlier, I said, you know, he is one of the funniest guys in the world. When I was a little kid, he's a funny guy, and God, he's even gotten better.
Oh,
dentist,
come on.
how can a dentist be funny? I mean, what happens to a little person sitting there going, hey, you're the one about this. How did you do it? But when Kathy called last week, and there's another one who could sell ice cream to the Eskimos with her cheerfulness, as you, of course, your entire family can. And said, okay, now here's what's going to happen. She kind of laid out the whole deal. She said, and you, of course, will be required to come and tell numerous funny jokes about Earlene. I went, I always try to be nice around Earlene. So the first person I called was Mary Lee, and I said, God, Mary Lee, what do you think? I said, I don't know. I mean, a specific joke like that one you just told is a little tricky. I mean, they were a little older than me, you know. He and I are the same age, of course. But so Mary Lee says, "Oh, you have funny jokes. Don't you remember the time that you took your infant child, Christine, who is now 41 in California, from Denton down to San Antonio to show the French family and everybody, and you walked in with a little, you know, bundle, all bundled up, and said, well, here's the child, and it was a stuffed armadillo."